Hi, good morning, everyone. Meets the Money Honey here. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025, and I'm gonna do my take on the markets today. We are looking at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart. Uh, what I like to do here, everything kind of looks, mixed. We're flat. Um, so it could just be one of those sideways days. Maybe some of the euphoria is wearing off from the past couple of days. But if you zoom out here, of course, we've got a strong signal. We hit this top target of 107,342 or came really close. We've been kind of bouncing around between 104, 105 the past few hours. We are over the 200-day moving average. But I like to zoom out here because it looks like we may have a pattern forming, which looks like a bull flag to me. So, uh, just based on the macro view of Bitcoin, I would expect that this thing is going to break out of this bull flag today or tomorrow for sure. And then we're going to hit a next leg up. And if you're looking at my next resistance level here, that says 116, 137. So if we break out of this thing, I would expect that we would go over this level of 108,674. We've already hit 109, so that would be easy for us to do. Retest and then back off to the races. So that's my prediction, hopefully. I mean, you never know what the markets are going to do, but just looking at it, that's what I'm seeing. All right, let's take a look at the futures. We are up on the Dow 130 points. VIX is down. That's good. SPY's up. NASDAQ is up almost 195 points. S&P 29. Let's just take a look at the NASDAQ. On the 1 hour chart, strong bullish signal still in place. Take profit. First take profit 22,066. Second one 22,240, which means we're heading towards this resistance level of 22,312 once we break through this next resistance level. So, and this is good. Our wave is pointing up. So that tells me that we are in an uptrend. I mean, we could just follow the lines here, and I think that's going to give you guys a good picture of where we're going. I mean, we're in a nice channel here. So we hit the top of this resistance level. Maybe we come back down and then we move higher. That's a plausible probability here. But yeah, so we're the Bulls have it right now. So anyway, that's looking pretty awesome. I do want to do a day trade scanner with you guys. We didn't do it yesterday. But I'm going to look at our gappers, extended hours, and looks like the theme is quantum computing. So let's just take a look at this quantum computing stock and see where we are. I'm going to zoom into a 5-minute chart since we're up. And you can see that we've significantly moved up here in the past few minutes. So let's draw some lines and see if we're going to continue. Kind of looks like to me we're forming a bull flag. Not quite a bull flag, so kind of close. Oh, my lines don't want to cooperate today. So I would be looking for a break of this level right here before we move higher. If you do see, we've got this bearish signal, so we may see some pullback before we go any further. But that's what I would want to see before I jumped in this stock. We're already up a little bit pre-market. So, we probably will pull back and then maybe continue. But that's what we're looking at there. Let's take a look at another one. Uh, Probably all are going to be about the same. No, all right. So 5 minute chart on this. Looks like we got a nice little channel here. Strong bullish signal. So that's promising. Yeah, so our bearish signal there. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of at the top of this channel. Expect for maybe a pullback before we continue to the next resistance level on this one. Um, so, just wait for your perfect entry time. I mean, I would scale down to a 1 minute chart and watch for the pullback before I go back in. All right, let's take a look at what do we got here? Rigetti. That's one of the ones that I called earlier. Same thing on this one. We're hitting this take profit already and doing the pullback. I'm looking at the 1 minute chart. But I mean, I do think this one is promising. I think we're going to be moving higher on this one as well. Yeah, let's zoom out a little bit and see what we got going on here. This helps if we can get the broader picture view. Oh yeah. All right. So kind of gives me an idea of where we're going, right? So we want to break this resistance level and then we're heading higher. Let's see here. And you know what? Let's go to a 4-hour chart. I know this is kind of spaghetti right now, but let's see. Let's take a look at this thing. All right, so bullish signal showing take profit of 1629. This is a 14-hour chart, or excuse me, 14-hour, 4-hour chart. And I think we want to, yeah, I mean, we want to get above this 1496 level before we're taking, moving higher on this thing. All-time high was around 2150. So I would not be surprised if we go back to the all-time high. And if that's the case, we're going to test that level before we move higher again. So I think we got a couple of different levels before I'm doing a longer term long. I mean, I think this is a long. I mean, I think we're in this theme where this is where it's at. Quantum computing, AI, any of that stuff. If we want to draw some lines on this thing to kind of get an idea, like longer term, we're at the bottom of that channel. So, I would not be opposed to taking a longer term view on this thing, but watch for your entry because if you zoom out, you can see we've got a little red candle posting here. So we may be coming back down to test this level, the 1240 level, before we go long term on it. So just wait for your entry is my advice here. Maybe look for the lower time frame to see where this thing's heading before we get back in, because I think we're going to see some consolidation. So you can kind of see right here on the 5 minute. My bet is we're going to be doing a little bit of this the next day, maybe even longer. Gosh, my lines are giving me a fit today here. I don't know why it's so delayed. Right, so we might be ranging a little bit before we move higher. But longer term, I think this baby's moving up. So you can see we're getting a little bit bigger candle. Right? So price moves this way though. I mean, this is expected. So you can see we move up, we pull back. We move up, we pull back. We go up, we pull back. Right? And then we get a significant move. So yeah, just watch for your entry because I think you could get a little bit better entry on this one before you take that long Watch for it to maybe come back to around 13, 12.50 to 13 before you get in and hold that swing trade. Just make sure that you're above the VWAP and of course above the 200-day moving average. All right, let's do the box strategy on something. I want to go back and look at some of these larger cap stocks. Let's take Google. And this is how, like, if I'm going to do a day trade on something, especially on one of these larger cap stocks, I like to do the box strategy first. So I take the previous day's candle. All right, so this is the 21st, and I draw a line at the bottom, if I can draw a line today, because my lines are not cooperating. Draw a line, the low and the high of the previous day's candle. All right, we're kind of flat on the day. And then what I do is I zoom in. So let's just look at maybe the 15-minute chart. Now, maybe I didn't quite get so accurate there, but that's, let's do it like this. Nah, I don't know. Come on, let me go back and look. Did I get the actual close enough? All right, now let's look at where we're going. All right, so we've got a bullish signal here. We are at the bottom of the box. So what I do is we're at the bottom of the box, I buy, we're at the top of the box, I sell. I would never take a trade in the middle of this zone because really your probabilities are 50-50. So if we're entering here at the bottom, which I would take a long on this gives me a risk to reward ratio. And so you could even, when you hit this resistance level, you could take it there, or you could put it all the way at the top of the box. That gives me a 4 to 6 risk to reward ratio. And I'm going to set my stop loss below the box. I might even go below this one wicking candle here, but probably not because I think we're already moving. So I'd probably set it like around here. And then my take profit, shortly before the all-time high. So maybe I'm looking at 202 and I've got my stop loss set at 197.42. So below that 197.50 level, I think we're safe there. But that's a solid 4.5 ratio there. I don't think that's unreasonable. We're on a 15-minute chart. We've got a strong bullish green candle forming here. We've got a little bit of an institutional manipulation zone here. So I would expect, we're kind of banging around in this area before we take off to the races. Up slightly, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a solid day trade all day long. So I definitely would take this. Let's look at NVIDIA. Let's do the same thing for NVIDIA, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it for the day. So I'm going to go to my day chart and draw my box just to see where we are. And then we'll zoom in on the 15-minute and decide if we're going to take a trade on this thing or not. So I've got my lines. All right. So those are my lines. Let me just make sure I drew the right lines. Do, 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 do. It's a little, it's hard sometimes to get the actual accurate thing when you're doing it like this. Okay. All right, so I drew my lines on the day chart, and it's showing price above where I drew my line. So what I would do, and we're already hitting that take profit there. We're up considerably already on the day. If you just take note, we're up $4.24 already on the day. We blew out of our line that we drew for previous day. So what I would be looking to do let's draw another line because this will give you a little bit better perspective on where to enter your trade. Now we've hit the top of a resistance level. Would I buy here? No, I would not buy here. I would wait for price to come back down to the previous day's high, hold that level, and then enter the trade. This gives me the best probability of actually making some money here because if I entered here, if I bought here, I'm going to be upside down in my trade because it already looks like we may be coming back down. I mean, that's expected. So we want to enter in the best possible position where we're going to have the highest odds. And this is what we would want to do exactly right here. So we would want to wait till we come back down to this price level, let's say 142, good round number. And that's probably what's going to happen at market open. So don't be surprised. If you enter up here, don't be surprised. Wait for us to pull back, maybe even this level, but I would not even do that because look, we're in the middle of the box. Bad idea. You don't know whether it's going to continue to go up or continue to go down. Wait for the price to pull back to around 142, hold, and then enter the trade. And when I mean hold, we're looking for a strong wick and then a bullish candle that's going to go over that candle that wicks before we enter. And then you've got a solid 4.5 risk to reward ratio riding up to the high of the day. And then you've made your money there. Okay, gang, I am going to go ahead and cut it for the day. Hopefully, I've brought you some good information to help you in your trading day today. Put your stop losses on, have fun, make some money, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks so much. Take care.